All right. Greetings. Hi. My name is Drew. You're you. And this is Shannon, who has been my wife for, about 15, 16 years, something like that. And then best friends for like closer to 20, right?
October is 17 years.
Well, that's how long we've lived together. But how long have we been like BFFs? That was before then.
Oh, yeah.
That was like years before then.
Years before.
20? Has it been 20?
Yeah. Oh, no, I moved here 20 years ago.
Okay, so how long have we been best buds?
I don't know.
25?
I guess it depends on where you start the clock.
I've been best buds with you since I met you. You didn't like me very much.
Okay, well,
no, it's
not like that.
All right, so hey, we're gonna just sit here and we're gonna talk at you. This is my not first time here, but this is the first time you're meeting my much, much, much better half. So we've got some questions that I'm going to ask her. She does not know what questions I'm going to ask her, but I have no doubt it'll be some level of entertaining for you. It won't be zero entertaining, but it'll be something. So we're going to ask questions. We're going to kick things off.
I'm a little nervous about what you're going to ask me, to be honest.
You should be. You should be.
I don't trust you.
I know, you shouldn't. There's no reason you should. All right, so we're actually going to kick things off with rapid fire yes or no's.
Okay.
In regards to have you ever.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, first question. Shannon, have you ever had a squirrel-related hallucination?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you positive? Because
yes.
I'm pretty sure you have. All right, anyway.
No. The answer is no.
All right, more on that here. Scooch more toward the middle. You're kind of falling off the edge
Okay.
there. All right. And then have you ever friend-zoned a future husband?
Yes.
Wow, all right. Have you ever bought a dog hours after finding out you're allergic to dogs?
Yes.
Okay. We're learning things about Shannon Brown here. Have you ever quoted Adam Sandler's Goat skit and Rankin Bass's Rudolph on the same day?
Yes.
That's odd.
You're making me sound really demented.
I mean, I don't think that's my fault. I mean, you are what you are. These are just simple yes or no's, darling. All right. Have you ever loaded the dishwasher properly?
By others' opinion, no. I have loaded it properly many times, in my opinion. So,
all right. Have you ever eaten a Miracle Whip and American cheese sandwich?
Yes.
Not in the last decade.
No. Not in the last 2 decades.
No. All right, this one really hurts. Have you ever seen the movie The Room?
Yes.
Here's the thing that really hurts. Have you ever seen the movie Jaws?
No. Don't go with the movies because...
Can you just... Seeing one and not the other, like, it's fine if you want to see The Room, but just... All right, we'll revisit some of these later, I think.
Okay.
Have you ever tried eggnog?
No. And I will never try eggnog.
I don't think you will. You keep falling off the edge. Here, come a little bit closer. It's okay. We can be pals. It's fine. You want to bring this a little bit closer?
I think I'm just so unconsciously sliding away from
you. Oh my God. All right. Final yes or no, Shannon.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen a man burn down a church full of innocent people and thought, wow, he's hot?
Yes. Yes. Why are we opening with this?
My wife, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like it's important that the people just get a nice blitz of your dazzling history and proclivities.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so that just gives you a little glimpse of the random little bits of joy that Shannon tends to provide me with.
Thank you so much.
All right, but no, let's really actually dig in and I had a lot of fun coming up with those.
That's great.
Yeah. Let's dig into what's going on with you. You've got some hobbies and interests.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to know.
Not as varied as yours.
No. That's probably healthy. If both of us were like me,
we'd be really broke.
It'd be bad.
No one would want to be friends with us.
No. Thank you for saying that. What are your favorite places to travel to?
I am not a well-traveled person due to many and varied anxieties. But I tend to like really kitschy, touristy destinations. I like beaches. I like when we go to Nag's Head, and
and we like the touristy area of Nags Head too. We're not let's try to find a secluded beach with no one there. We're like, no, we're fine.
Give me the shops.
Yeah.
Give me the
We're fine with that.
And I like Disney.
Yes, we do.
And you can see all the countries inside Epcot. So why travel the world?
Yeah.
I think my goal in this next decade of my life is to maybe try to overcome some of that anxiety of traveling abroad. It's something that I would like to work on eventually when it feels safe to fly again.
Yeah.
So
new anxieties have been added to the whole flying thing.
Yes. It's the long plane trips that scare me, not actually flying.
Mm-hmm.
Short plane trips, not a problem.
Little
it's
flight
when
nuggets.
Little nuggets going straight down to Orlando, hour and a half. By the time you get your beverage, it's already landing time. So, but the farthest I've ever flown, the longest plane ride I've ever on was from here to Vegas.
Which I believe we went to New York and then to Vegas.
Yeah.
Which is stupid.
Which was weird, but it was like a 5-hour flight.
No, it wasn't. Well, probably more than. Oh, no, you're probably right.
No, I think it was about 5 hours.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it was fine. It was a comfortable plane and everything. So, it wasn't a big deal. Are you going to sneeze?
I'm thinking about it.
Can you not?
Okay. It went away.
Gross.
Are you still comfortable with your mic?
Yeah, I am. I'm just bumping it because I'm not used to this.
That's
but
fine.
Thank you for getting me a cute color.
You're welcome. I thought you might like that.
I was very excited to see a cute color.
It's like seafoam.
Mm-hmm.
What are your favorite weekend activities, Shannon?
I like naps. I'm not looking at the camera very much. I'm sorry. Is that weird?
Are you looking at the monitor?
No, I'm looking at the camera.
No, look at the people.
I'm looking at the people.
You said you're not looking at the camera?
No, I'm looking at the camera. No, I feel like I'm looking at you a lot.
That's fine.
Okay.
You can look at me. Hi.
I like looking at you.
Hi.
Anyway, I like naps. I like shopping.
Yeah.
Even if we're not buying anything, I just like going and looking at things.
It's important to note that you're not like a brand girly.
No.
You're not like, let's shop for this particular brand. You're not very...
No, I like to just go to walk around to Marshall's and see what kind of malarkey they have.
Honestly, I will say, in addition to Marshall's, probably more than half of the most interesting shirts that I have come from her stumbling upon them.
Every time I go to Marshall's, I look in the men's shirt section for any cool shirts.
I would say the first time I got a crazy pattern shirt was because you found it and just bought it for me unrequested.
So you're welcome, everyone who likes Drew's shirts.
And I was like, I am not interesting enough to wear this. And you're like, this is you. Trust me.
And it is. And it's become your hallmark, your signature look.
Kind of.
Is kind of your fun shirts. I think they're great.
You think I'm more interesting than I think I am?
No, you're interesting. People like you. You have a YouTube channel with people that watch you doing dumb stuff.
Well, they do. They have. We'll see if they can endure this lady.
Sharp decline in Drew Brown's.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what's like a perfect weekend for you? Sleeping in. Mm-hmm.
Breakfast out. Mm-hmm. I've come to appreciate breakfast out more.
I'm so glad that you have. That has been a delightful development.
Sleeping in, breakfast out. I also like, we live near Virginia's historic triangle of early American history, and I do love to go peruse the museums and sites of Williamsburg, Jamestown, and Yorktown.
That's fun.
So a perfect weekend would include going there, walking around. There's a cheese shop. Just looking at the sites there, sometimes going to like a paid admission, sometimes not. I find it just as enjoyable one way or the other.
Yeah.
So traipsing around there is fun. Seeing friends. I am the extrovert of the relationship. I do refill my cup by seeing my friends and my people that I like to hang out with. So as many social gatherings as I can fit in a weekend is usually pretty fun for me.
One per weekend. For me.
I like all of them. Give them to me.
And then, here we go. What's your favorite crime podcast?
My favorite crime podcast? I listen to a lot of them. The one that was it still reigns supreme for me is not, it's just an old season, but Serial season 2.
Classic.
Like the best. So, I mean, even still, all the crime podcasts I listen to, that one was the best produced, the best twist, the best story, the best characters, the most heart-wrenching unfolding as it happened. I loved that one. That's reigned supreme for me.
I don't know if I listened to the second one.
Yes, you did.
What was the first one then?
The first one was Adnan.
What was the second one?
That was the second one. That was the one with the guy with the clocks.
That was S-Town.
S-Town. That's it, but it was Serial.
That was Serial?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, S-Town.
Really?
It was part of the Serial. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was its own thing.
It might have been. No, it's part of Serial.
The first Serial was Adnan. The second one was that military guy that I didn't
That
watch.
was the third one.
That was the third one?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
No.
I'm not either.
Anyway, it's part of that.
So S-Town.
S-Town was
Okay, yeah.
reigned supreme for me.
That's less of a crime podcast though, isn't it?
I guess it started out kind of as one.
Well, was there a crime?
Well, it started out with one.
Oh,
The guy thought that there was a murder and it was being covered up.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like one of like your like murder podcasts.
Oh.
Because you listen to a lot of murder podcasts.
I do.
Which is not weird.
No, it's not, because it's a very common pastime.
Which is not weird.
You will see people in the comment section saying that they like listening to crime podcasts.
That doesn't mean it's not weird.
It's a study of psychology to me. Like it's
is that why you're interested in it though?
Yeah.
The psychology of
No,
it?
I think it's fascinating what people do.
It is.
And why and what the reasons are behind it. It's interesting. There's one called Women in Crime that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 criminologists, and they actually, when they talk about the crime, then they break down the who's, the whys, the what was the driver, what was the, they kind of talk about it. I also I'm interested in the court proceeding part of it.
Really?
There's one called Court Junkie where they just talk about the trial.
And that's interesting?
Mm-hmm. I wanted to be a lawyer at one time.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, I wanted to be a lawyer, and then I was taking a criminology class at St. Leo, and I was like, this is boring. So
I hope you said it just like that.
I did.
This is boring.
This is boring. That reminds me of the other day, Archer and I were in the car and we were doing impressions of cats. And my impression of
Did
a cat.
you tell me about this?
I don't remember, but we laughed and laughed because I said, are you mad at me? I don't care. I'm going to go poop in this box. And that was my impression of a cat.
That makes perfect sense.
Right? That's what cats are to me.
Yes.
Are you mad at me? 100%. I don't care.
So you've actually bought podcast merch too. From a couple.
Well, I saw Crime Junkie, which is another crime podcast. They were here in Richmond, like in 19? It might have been like January 2019, because I always frame everything pre-COVID and post-COVID now.
Well, no matter how you frame
pre-Archer
things,
and post-Archer.
you're always more accurate than I am.
True. This was like 2019, and I brought Josh with me, and we saw Crime Junkie, and they just did like an episode live where they talked. So that one's pretty cool. I like that one. I don't know if I bought any.
I thought you saw that one with Dan.
No, that was Smartless.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
With Will and
yes, that's right. I remember now.
Jason
Yeah, because
yeah.
he came over and watched it here.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
I listen to a lot of them. They have different things, different hosts. Anatomy of Murder is hosted by a former deputy sheriff and a former New York prosecutor. So they always have really cool insights into the stuff that they're talking about.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, I love a documentary, and I love. I'm just in large part, I consume a lot of nonfiction in my media.
She's not a fiction reader.
Not a fiction reader. I like nonfiction. If you look at my bookshelf, which is to my left, there's not really any fiction in it.
Meanwhile, my bookshelf is 100% comics.
The fiction I have is Shakespeare.
Oh,
Grimm's
you don't
Fairy
actually
Tales.
read that.
It's still there. Grimm's Fairy Tales is there. I'm telling you what's there.
But a lot of
my books are. I have a badass lady section.
It's like a whole shelf
of badass ladies.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
We don't have a ton in common as far as interests go.
We really don't.
No, but yeah.
But we like each other.
We get along fantastically, nonetheless. Favorite restaurants / foods?
Well, you know the answer to that. I like pasta.
Yes, you
of
do.
any kind.
Yes, you do.
Of all iterations.
All shapes and sizes.
All nationalities.
Wagon wheels.
Show me your pasta. I want to go to a country and say, show me your pasta. And that would be a fun podcast.
Show me your pasta.
Show me your pasta. Go to a country and then just find pasta dishes. I like that.
I mean, I don't know if every country is going to have like. Well, no, I guess
a lot of them do.
Yeah,
there's like
true.
lo mains and
you're counting okay. Yeah.
Asian noodle. Anything that's a noodle.
Yeah, all right. You can do that.
I don't want to call it show me your noodle. That's a whole other podcast.
Well, you might get more clicks.
That's a whole other podcast.
You also might get a lot more unsolicited correspondence.
I don't want that.
Mm-mm.
I don't want that.
All right. Speaking of restaurants, how do you feel about Pizza Hut?
Pizza Hut's fine.
Pizza Hut's nice. How do you feel about Pizza Hut lamps? Or a man who owns a Pizza Hut lamp? Like how appealing is that for you?
If you had asked me when I was 21 if I would marry a man with a Pizza Hut lamp, I would have said probably not.
It's a trap.
Yeah, the Pizza Hut lamp. You know, when you wanted to put it above the dining room table, I was really not into that.
Marriage is about compromise, folks.
So when the compromise was, I'll get a small lamp and I'll put it in my den, I had to capitulate to that. First of all, one of my problems with it is I hate the color red.
I mean,
I don't like red.
Neither do I, but it's different.
As a decorative theme.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with Pizza Hut as a franchise. I like pizza. Pizza's good. What's not to like?
I want to say
I just think we're glorifying a little bit here.
When I purchased the red Pizza Hut cups, you were pretty anti.
That was a bridge too far.
Here's the thing. I have seen those red cups out and about.
I drink out of them. It's still a vessel. But we have a windowed cabinet. So anything we put in there is visible.
Also, ma'am, I always put them to the side, out of the way. When you put them away, you kind of put them front and center.
Function. I'm just trying to get shit done.
I'm just saying.
Well, that's not for any reason. You're looking way too deep into that.
I know.
That is not about this.
I'm also I'm way more obsessive about placement.
Yeah,
You're just like they're in the
Remember when we used to have blue and green plates, and we had an equal number of blue and green. We got them from Pier 1. They were super cute. And whenever we would put them away, somebody had to make sure that they were stacked blue, green, blue, green, blue, green, and somebody else didn't care and just put them away.
I didn't have to. I didn't make sure. But when the opportunity presented itself, if there were more clean plates getting put away in the cabinet than there were already existing plates in the cabinet, why not? Why not have, a 1-2-1-2-1-2 thing going on?
And it's fine. It's
equilibrium. It's glorious, beautiful equilibrium.
It's not important to me.
No, it is not. And I kind of that is
Now our plates are white. We don't need to worry about it. It's not even a thing.
Although I think the top ones are getting a little bit more worn down than the bottom ones.
So you think we need to flip?
Might need to rotate.
Them?
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
All right. Favorite movie, Shannon?
Favorite movie?
We're going to go live action and animated.
Okay, so you're going to ask me a favorite live action and a favorite animated?
I wasn't going to. I was going to do favorite movie, but then I realized that you're probably just going to say Little Mermaid, so then I added the stipulation,
okay.
Let's also do live action.
I have a really hard time picking a one favorite thing, and I knew you were going to ask me this, so I did think about it. I have lots of,
How'd you know I was going to ask you this?
Because you like movies, and so you're going to talk about them, and you're going to make fun of my choice of movies.
I am
not. And it's just going to be part of what we're...
I am not.
Sure you are.
You're going to say, Little Mermaid and Bridesmaids, and I'm going to be okay with that.
Okay, those are my top two.
Are they really?
Yeah, those are my top two. But listen, you also make fun of me for liking So I Married an Axe Murderer, so I need...
Because it's not a good movie.
Because I need people to comment about
God.
So I Married an Axe Murderer.
I've looked at that movie poster. It's like $7.99. I almost got it.
You want one to put in the den?
No, I don't. I was thinking about getting it as a joke, but even as a joke, I can't bring it. So all right. So I Married an Axe Murderer. You quote that way too much for as good of a movie it is.
Look,
it gets
Felix
quoted.
and Hank agree with
Oh my
me.
God. Shut up. for as good as that movie is, it does not deserve the amount of times you quote it. And you only quote Mike Myers' silly Scottish dad impression. And you think that because that scene is good, which it is, that the movie is good, which it's not. It's fine. It's mediocre. It's forgettable. It is just completely.
No.
It is ambivalence.
That's where Shrek's voice was born.
Right. And that's why I acknowledge that scene, that character, great, funny, whatever. But the rest of the movie itself.
No, it's funny.
Is so just lukewarm and.
I like it.
Oh.
I like it. You're gonna get a lot of comments saying that you're wrong. I can't wait.
I don't hate the movie. I just. Anyway. It's just
look, most of the movies that I like are gonna be animated. They're gonna be or have Muppets in them.
Hey, you know I like a Muppet. That is something you and I are united on, is our love for the Muppets.
Muppet Treasure Island got a lot of play in my house when I was growing up. I love it. That's one of my favorites.
Do you like Treasure Island more than Christmas Carol?
Yes.
You have a dog here. Right. Wait.
I see it. I see it. Okay, there it is.
Who do you think that belongs to?
It's probably Felix because he's in my face.
That's true.
All the time. True. Yeah, I like Treasure Island more than Christmas Carol.
Yeah. Stop scooting.
I'm sorry. Well, because Tim Curry.
Oh, Michael Caine. So I heard
Tim Curry.
I don't know if I told you this already. I think I did. I read somewhere that Tim Curry played a Muppet with Muppets, and Michael Caine played a human and pretended all the Muppets were humans.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes any sense, but
I mean, I guess.
Works.
Yeah.
All right. So you think Treasure Island?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
All right. What about Muppets versus Muppets Most Wanted?
Muppets Most Wanted.
Yeah.
Tina Fey.
Mm-hmm.
The whole prison musical.
Good night, Danny Trejo.
Where they made a musical in the prison.
That's brilliant.
I love that with Ray Liotta.
That is.
That was great.
What's a movie that you are always willing to sit through all the way? Because that is, I think, one of that's like another big difference between us. Like I am, even with the ADD, I'm like, I will sit down in front of a movie and be absorbed by it.
Yeah, I have a hard time with that.
So what's one movie that you will say, you know what, 2 hours, let's go, every time?
The Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Really?
Yeah, I know it's long, but like when I get invested in it, I'm in. I'm locked in.
You're perfect. Woman. That's that. I was not expecting.
Yeah,
that.
no,
I was expecting you to say
truly
Step Brothers or something.
No. I was trying to be serious because those are, you can look at your phone while it's on in the background movies, but like to really take in the cinematic, whatever. That's Lord of the Rings is good, and they're solid. They're well made and they're beautiful,
really and they hold up. They're timeless.
They do. Yeah, fantastic. So I can do that. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get into TV shows now.
Okay.
I know the answer to this, but our friends do not. What's your favorite TV show?
You might not know the answer to this. I'm going to say 30 Rock. Because
all right. This is going to go right into my next question. You're going to rank some shows for me.
Okay.
30 Rock, Office, Parks and Rec, Community.
In that order.
30 Rock, Office, Parks and Rec, Community?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Okay.
And Community is only at the bottom because I don't like those last seasons with Paget Brewster. Is that her name? Paget Brewster? I don't like those last seasons. The first seasons were solid. They were hilarious.
Yeah.
As soon as they weren't students there anymore, it went off the rails. So that's the only reason I put that one at the bottom.
But doesn't Office also have like that same thing?
It does, but it's my comfort show. I like to have it on in the background show. So it's gonna hold a higher place of pride for me and than that. And 30 Rock is just so well written. It's so well acted, and I so identify with Liz Lemon as a person.
Yeah. There was a time in 2010 where all 4 of those shows were on NBC.
My God.
Like there will never be another time in network history where the shows were of that caliber.
What a time.
That was it peaked. It peaked right there.
What a time.
And those shows are now considered to be.
But you know what's really fun? And there's not, to my knowledge, a good solid.
You really shouldn't even bother pulling all that hair off.
There's I'm wearing pajama pants.
Black in this house with 3 corgis.
There's not a solid. I've lost my train of thought.
Crap, sorry. That was my fault.
Anyway.
30 Rock, how they were 2010, all good shows,
Uh-huh.
among the best.
Uh-huh.
You think 30 Rock's better than Office?
Yeah.
Nothing?
I don't know. Gone.
I also find it very difficult to rank those. The Office, I can't rank in the top 2 because it really just...
You have a different relationship with it than I do.
Well, you got to give points for consistency,
yeah,
right?
and it's not consistent.
And
I was going to say podcasts.
Oh.
There's good podcasts there's good companion podcasts to Office Ladies, which is largely popular,
Phenomenal.
and it's a phenomenal show. I listen to it every week. And then Parks and Recollection was pretty good, and then it's kind of...
Was that the one with Rob Lowe?
Yeah.
And he abandoned that, didn't he?
Yeah, he kind of went off and did other things. I really liked it when he and Alan Yang were hosting it, and I think they had other projects. So it's been a little inconsistent, but when they were doing it, it was good too. It would be really cool if some 30 Rock people did a 30 Rock podcast. I like it when somebody from the show does the podcast. I'm not going to listen to a rewatch podcast hosted by 2 jabronis.
All right, if you could pick 2 people from 30 Rock to host a 30 Rock rewatch podcast a la Office Ladies, who would you pick?
Oh my God. Oh, that's really hard.
Definitely Lutz, right?
No.
You hate Lutz.
That's a good question. I have to ask Dan this tomorrow.
Well, and like considering who would do it, like obviously
Jack McBrayer.
It won't be Alec Baldwin and Tina Fey.
No. I'm thinking Jack McBrayer and Tracy Morgan.
No, Tracy. No, he would know.
No, he doesn't remember anything.
If Rob Lowe can't commit to a podcast, Tracy Morgan will not.
Okay. So Jack McBrayer
definitely.
Jane Krakowski's pretty busy these days too. She's doing Broadway.
Yeah, and you need to get somebody that's been in most of the seasons.
Yeah,
so somebody from the later seasons.
Maybe it has to be Lutz. I'm just kidding.
No, God. No. What about Hornberger? What's his name?
Oh yeah. Scott Adsit.
Scott Adsit. Him and
Jack. That'd be funny.
Maybe.
Yeah, I could get down with that.
Because I mean, he's been present. Like you know, Chris Parnell would be great, but he's not. He wasn't.
Yeah, he
wasn't present enough.
Still, amazing character though.
Okay, so those 2 hosting, and who would be your top pick for a side character to guest on the podcast as soon as possible?
Oh, absolutely. Chris Parnell needs to pop in there for Dr. Spaceman. Yeah. Or Spaceman. Dr. Leo Spaceman.
Yeah.
Diabetes repair, I guess.
There's no way to know where the heart is.
Medicine isn't a science.
All right.
I want him to have a spinoff show.
Just about Dr. Spaceman.
Yeah.
All right. For me, I think I'm going to have to go Parks and Rec top.
Okay.
Because it, unlike all the other shows, it is consistent from
start to finish.
Consistent. It does not get bad. It doesn't even have a weak season.
No, it gets better, in fact.
So
yeah, you're
I have
right.
to put that up at the top.
You're right.
Followed closely by 30 Rock, and then Community, and then Office.
Okay, that's fair, and I don't fault you for that.
And I love Office. Like I love
good.
Office.
I watch it up until Steve Carell leaves, and then I start it over.
Whenever
in the background while I play a game on my phone.
Yes, you do every night. When we rewatch these shows, I feel like Office. Now, granted, we've seen it the most, but I feel like Office is the one where I don't really catch any new things. I catch new things in 30 Rock.
Yes,
a lot, and and Parks and Rec
too. It's because the writing.
In Community, I catch the most. Like Community has so many layers.
They're so nuanced. The jokes are so solid. They're so layered. Oh my gosh, the writing is incredible, and there's a lot of the writers cross over with those too. So they
Greg Daniels
share really
Michael
amazing
Schur.
writers. Yeah.
All right, HBO version. We're ranking.
Okay.
Game of Thrones, Deadwood, Gemstones, Sopranos.
Deadwood, Sopranos. What was the other one?
Game of Thrones and Gemstones.
Game of Thrones and Gemstones.
Okay. I know Gemstones is pretty new. But am I picking the right ones? Is Gemstones probably our fourth favorite?
Yeah, because we've only watched 6 Feet Under once through.
And The Wire, Oz,
those are fine. They weren't
Eastbound and Down. Like there's been a bunch.
They're silly.
I feel like Gemstones is still up at the top.
You forgot White Lotus.
All right, can we talk about White Lotus? Here, look.
Also, can we talk about White Lotus?
You did not know that was happening.
I didn't. That was a very organic segue.
It was, because both of us have some opinions on this. All right, for me, Deadwood number 1. Wait, what was your thing again?
Deadwood.
Sorry. You put Deadwood on top?
I put Deadwood on top too.
God, I love you so much. Deadwood, Game of Thrones.
Okay, I put Sopranos second.
Yeah, I think Sopranos is a better show objectively. Subjectively, I like watching Game of Thrones better.
But okay.
So I would say Sopranos.
They're very close.
Better quality. Yes, very close.
Okay.
And also, how can you compare like
True. They're completely different.
Mob drama versus a high fantasy. Yeah, and then Gemstone's last, which I love, by the way.
Gemstones is hilarious.
Also, what would you think about a Jesse Gemstone portrait in the den? You think he fits?
I mean, he kind of does.
I mean, he's a horrible person, but kind of endearing as well.
Yeah, I mean, he goes with the.
I would rather have Baby Billy though.
Yeah. Goggins.
Maybe I'll talk to Kevin about that.
Yeah, he would be much better in a portrait.
But he's also not like he doesn't.
Baby Billy's Bible Bonkers.
Bible Bonkers.
I can't wait for the new season. It's so close. It's out soon.
God, he's magnificent. All right, White Lotus, y'all. We heard
weird.
So many good things about White Lotus. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's so unique, so different, so fresh and amazing."
I think we're just too dumb to get it. Maybe
that's what it felt like. It felt like everything was over my head. I'm like, why are people applauding this and saying that this is something special? Because it just felt like uneventful and like meandering.
It didn't really. There was no point.
No,
it was just like a bunch of weird stuff, and you were like, this is leading up to
no.
It was the blue balls of shows.
It was. I equated it to progressive rock, meaning like Chad and Zach, my brothers, musicians, talented. They understand music differently than I do. Since a musician listening to certain things is going to pick up different things, whereas me, I'm like, why is this interesting? Oh, it's because it's really complicated and hard to do. I'm like, I don't understand that. Yeah. Maybe White Lotus is a show for like people who are really educated in film and acting and story structure and character development.
But
and
not everybody is. But it's so widely liked.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe we're just dumb.
We couldn't even hang in for the season where Goggins comes in and Michael Imperioli comes in. It was just weird. No. And Jennifer Coolidge is just so insufferable.
I know, and a lot of people really, really love her.
They do, and I don't get it. I don't find her endearing.
I don't get it. She's not for us.
I don't know. Yeah, it's not for us.
Goggins though.
Goggins. We do love Goggins.
All right. Let's talk about Disney. Let's go back to Disney.
Okay.
How are we doing on time? Where's our timer thing? Do we have a little timer thing somewhere? What does that say?
I don't know.
30 minutes. Oh,
this is your business.
We're good. We've gone to Walt Disney World several times.
Yes.
We have not been to Disneyland. What has been your favorite Walt Disney World vacation that we have been on? Which version with which people?
That's really tough. And to no offense to our travel companions, I think my favorite one was when it was just the two of us on our 10th anniversary. Because despite it being really hot.
So hot.
It was just really perfect. Like nothing went wrong. It was just perfect. It was just hot.
Yeah.
Everything went perfect. Everything we wanted to do, we did. Every food we wanted to eat, we ate. Every place we wanted to go, we went.
Wait, did we get spring rolls that time? Or was that the time
I don't
they were
think
closed?
we did.
All right, that was the one thing.
No.
We didn't.
It was 2018. We didn't know about them. We hadn't started watching the Disney food blog videos.
Right.
Look, I mean, no, we did because I did a whole slideshow of they didn't have them.
That was the year they didn't have them.
They didn't have them.
That was the one thing.
Well, we didn't really know about them, so we didn't know what we were missing. But it was 2018.
Okay.
It was 2018. It was our 10th anniversary. It was so great. My mom came up and stayed with Archer. He was 4. We just told him we were going to Florida.
Which we did.
And we brought him back plenty of stuff.
Oh, yes.
And he got to spend time with the Grammy. But it was just perfect. Like 10 out of 10, no notes. It was perfect. Like we would eat beignets in bed at night, and
that was
the weather was great. There was not a raindrop.
That was I know it was one of the least expensive moments, but one of my favorite moments was us going to the little eatery, getting some Mickey-shaped beignets, going back into our room, sitting in separate beds.
Yeah.
Watching Property Brothers.
Yeah, we were watching HGTV. It was just our wind down.
And just chowing down on some beignets in bed. Like that was...
It was great.
Absolutely magnificent.
But like we
wait, no. The walk.
we did have that was a good walk.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
We walked over to we were staying at Port Orleans and we walked over to Riverside. Mm-hmm. And the lighting, the temperature was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Just, oh my God.
I also got my picture taken with Ariel. That trip.
We were there.
I know. I'm just saying.
okay.
I'm illustrating why it was a good trip. She was probably 18 and a half.
Yes.
But I just, sometimes when I do something, I'm like, young Shannon would
Yes.
absolutely just lose her mind.
That's me in all of my hobbies.
I know,
pretty
that's
much.
you. You live for a young Drew. You're
Yes.
like, this
I was
is what young Drew would like.
I owe it to this man
Yeah.
to, buy this $30 Slimer popcorn
Which is
bucket.
why when I've done performances, cabarets, where I've gotten to select the songs, I put Part of Your World in there because little Shannon would die if she knew people were paying money to see her perform Part of Your World
Yes.
and get a paycheck for it.
Yep. And you said that last time at your
I
cabaret.
did. I said
You're
it at my
y'all are
cabaret.
gonna listen to this because
I don't care.
y'all paid. I'm gonna sing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it, and I'm getting a paycheck after this.
Yep.
And I did it. And it
For
was,
little Shan.
Yeah.
Who used to sit in the baby pool.
And
What's
sing.
the word?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, everything was Little Mermaid when I was that age.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about the Barbie villain that you utilized as the little girl.
Yeah. I played Barbies a lot.
Mhm.
I had owned a lot of Barbies. I owned a lot of Little Mermaid Barbies. I was an only child for the first 6 years of my life, and first grandchild on one side, and so I was right spoiled. And I was at one point given a Prince Eric doll, and his leg fell off, and his leg would not go back on. And I think with the design of Prince Eric, because he was wearing his wedding outfit, he looked like he was under the trance, like he had trance eyes.
Oh, okay.
And so with the one leg, and I knotted his little pants. So he hopped around on one leg. He was the villain because his eyes looked so creepy. And he only had one leg. And I had the leg. The thing was, I had the leg.
I don't remember you telling me that.
And I would try to put it back on. And the ball joint or whatever just wouldn't.
Right.
It was like, I'm done. I can't. But I still tried. I'd be like, maybe he can be a regular guy. Nope.
No, he's evil because he's missing a leg.
Tie the knot back in the pants leg, and then he's going to hop around and just wreak havoc
So
on.
wait, was he a good guy before he lost a leg?
I don't remember.
And then that turned him evil.
I didn't have a
He
whole
became like
storyline.
Lieutenant Dan. He was all dejected. Society.
But like the trance eyes, it was like he doesn't look like, I'm not making my Ariel Barbie rock with this dude. Like he looks like he's still like
He's still into Vanessa.
he's still into
Girl.
Vanessa. Girl, look at him. This is not for you, ma'am. So yeah, he was a villain with the one leg.
He still had his clothes on though, right?
Yeah, he did have his
He
clothes
wasn't
on.
like a naked Ken doll
No,
terrorizing
no,
all these
but he
women.
was really pale. Like if you looked at Ken, like anybody who had Ken dolls, Ken was always really tan.
Yeah.
And Eric was pale. He was
Is
really
that why
white.
you like me?
No, you're pink.
Okay, that's true.
He was pale. And so that also lended to his evil. I don't know. Evil dudes have weird skin tones. You ever see a villain in a Disney movie that has a regular skin tone? I mean, I guess Jafar, he's like olive complected or whatever, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
Like Rasputin, they made him green.
Mm-hmm. Frollo.
Frollo, he looked ill. Like he
Yeah.
looked like he needed a blood transfusion.
Oh yeah, quite gaunt that fellow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That leads me to my next question.
Yeah.
Favorite Disney villain, both male and female, please.
Yeah. Oh, Ursula.
Ursula, number one. Female.
Absolutely. Number one, Ursula. And then male,
I actually don't know this one.
oh, this is hard. Let me think for
I
just
knew
a
obviously
second.
Ursula was going to be it, but my question is, if one of the have you ever questions was directed at Shannon's how she finds Captain Colonel Tavington from
Colonel. He's a colonel.
Excuse me, ma'am. Colonel Tavington from The Patriot, starring Mel Gibson.
Jason Isaacs.
Jason Isaacs. She that was the character that made her swoon over Jason Isaacs, and she loves the part where he lights a church on fire. And
Let me say it. They said, "You said we'd be forgiven," and he says, "And indeed you may, but that's between you and God."
down girl.
So good.
That's
Mel Gibson who? Heath Ledger who? Give me Jason Isaacs.
but only if he's evil, like
Yeah.
terror.
But he was also a good,
He's always
Captain
evil, huh?
Hook.
Yeah. So I'm wondering now, when you're selecting a male Disney villain, are you going to go with like attractively evil, like you are prone to do, or are you going to go with like just like nasty evil? Like, because you got like, somebody like Frollo or Scar who are just like nasty evil. But then if you wanted to go like Clayton from Tarzan, like,
no.
I'm saying, or Gaston, that's like,
Yeah.
that's like ruggedly handsome.
But one of the other things I was thinking of is song. And Scar has a great song.
Fantastic song.
And a great voice.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to go with Scar.
Scar's fantastic.
That voice.
His whole vocal performance is
yeah.
fantastic.
Scar. I'm going to have to go with Scar.
Do you think that Scar and Ursula both have the best villain songs?
Yes.
Mother Gothel?
Mother Gothel has a good song too. I do like her.
You sing that one a lot.
I do, but I still like Ursula's.
Yeah?
I still like Ursula's.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's like taking her voice. Like, it's a whole thing. Mother Gothel's just like, don't go outside. I'm going to use your hair. Okay, boo. And then Ursula's like, no, I'm going to ruin you.
Have you seen those, I think it's on Reels or TikTok, where a guy will do like a Disney plot and say like 10 out of 10. Wonderful, 10 out of 10. But he'll like really simplify the plot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I would love to hear you do that, because you just kind of did that with Mother Gothel. Okay.
No, Mother Gothel's just a selfish lady. Ursula's like legit evil.
Well, yeah. She went like full kaiju at the end there.
That was another So I Married an Axe Murderer reference. Evil. Anyway.
I don't know why you had to do that. All right. Favorite 3 Walt Disney World rides.
Okay. Favorite 3.
I've asked you this before, but I forgot.
I forgot too. And my answer might vary day to day. I don't know.
You put the mine cart on there, I remember.
I did like that.
I don't know if you still put that on there, because it's been quite a while since we've been
what you mean, Thunder
that.
Mountain?
No,
or Snow White.
Snow White.
Well, yeah, that's fun. That's a smooth mine cart. I dig.
Our son does not do the whole ride thing, so it has been several years since we've been able to do a coaster at Disney.
Yeah, one day we'll get him to ride it, because I think he'll be fine with it. It's not scary.
Yeah, I know, but he has a thing about not having something over his head.
True.
He needs a roof.
I like Pirates of the Caribbean.
All right, Pirates of the Caribbean number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I did. Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I like Pirates of the Caribbean. Right. I want to say the Little Mermaid ride, just because it's the Little Mermaid, but it's not an exciting ride.
No.
It's not really a ride. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's cool to look at.
Right. But if you could only ride 3 rides, you wouldn't include
that's
that
not the
one.
one I'm going to pick. Yeah.
So what's number 2
then? Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway. I like that one.
That's fantastic.
That's so good.
Love it.
And I really like Soarin'.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like Soarin'. Those are my 3 today.
You covered 3 parks.
Yeah,
too.
I really was trying to.
Nice. I like that.
I really was trying to.
I like that.
Because I like Haunted Mansion too. It's so hard. It's so hard to pick 3.
I like your arbitrary rules.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the big question though. What is currently going on inside of Disney Dreamlight Valley right now?
Oh my gosh. I'm kind of caught up.
I did overhear you complaining to yourself.
I turned it on. I was like,
day.
okay, well, I've befriended, so you can make friends with all the characters. And once you're to level 10, and they give you things to do every level. And I've leveled up my friendships with all the characters that I have. I'm on a level 10 with all the characters. So it's kind of just like farming and making money until a new storyline comes out. So not really.
What was the most recent event that happened? One of the recent quests?
I befriended Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. She came over to the valley, and she.
Is there like a Nightmare Before Christmas area?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but I put Jack Skellington's house in wherever I want in my valley.
So does the house look like a regular house, or does it look like Jack Skellington's
it looks like Jack Skellington. Like, they make it look. Okay. You can tell by looking at the houses to whom they belong.
But his doesn't look like his house in the movie. Like, doesn't he?
I don't remember what his house looks like in the movie.
Isn't it kind of like a kind of pointy tower-ish thing, or is that?
Yeah, it looks like that.
Oh, okay, cool.
It looks like that.
Okay.
And then she just lives there too, I guess.
What's in Disney Dreamlight Valley, you often see characters just hanging out with other characters around the town.
Oh yeah.
What's one of the most random like hangouts you've seen?
Well, one time Simba and Scar were having a meal together, and I thought that was very healing and restorative. They just randomly put, it'll be like Mother Gothel and Prince Eric, and you're like, why? Yeah. You only have one leg.
Didn't you say? Which makes you evil, apparently.
And he's like, what do I do about my one leg? And she's like, mother.
Didn't you say you saw like Timon hanging out with like a villain or something like that?
Yeah, it was like Timon and Jafar.
Like
yeah, it was something so silly.
That's amazing.
That's always a fun thing to go into Ratatouille's restaurant and just see who happens to be hanging out there.
Favorite piece of Disney merch? You have quite a bit.
I do have a lot of Disney
merchandise.
merch.
You're wearing a necklace right now. And earrings.
Yeah, but this actually came from Disney World.
It did.
So right now this came from Disney World.
Not the earrings that I just bought you
for
Christmas.
You didn't buy them at Disney World. You said Disney World merch. I assume you meant things that were obtained at Disney World.
I said Disney merch.
Oh, okay.
I wrote down Disney merch. I might have said.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. Hey, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh my
I
God.
don't like them either.
Oh my God.
Just throw them away.
Oh my God.
No, I think that because you spent. Actually, I got that for you, so I'll feel fine.
You did not.
I did too.
I bought it with a gift card.
I got you the gift card.
Josh and Steven got me one of the gift cards.
Oh, I got you some of it. That's right. That's
two
right.
gift cards.
You're right.
Half of it was from Josh and Steven. Thank you, Josh and Steven and Drew.
Yeah. Oh my God. Anyway, no, that's a beautiful necklace. But you've also got a dress. You've got a bag. You've got a cardigan.
Oh, I do like my Disney Doonies.
You have more than one?
I have two. I have the Emperor's New Groove one, and then I have the Disney the Sidekicks one with all the critters on it. Oh. I do want the dogs one though, but they keep only making that come out like once and then it's gone. So I do want that one. Those are like the only fancy purses I own. I'm not a purse girl. But when it's Disney Doonies, I get compliments on them all the time.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
whatever. I like them. Cool. I'm a Disney adult and I'm not sorry about it.
Nope. It brings us joy.
That's right.
That's that. All right. We've got, let me, so we can either have on here, we can, keep this around an hour-ish. We can either do just a general life update, what's going on with us.
Boring.
Or, okay, well then, you do musical theater as a hobby.
I do.
You sometimes do it professionally.
I do.
And you sometimes do it voluntarily.
I do.
What got you into musical theater, and how has that progressed so far? Like, where did your interest begin, and what led you to pursue it as an ongoing volunteer / professional thing?
Well, I think most girls my age who perform will probably agree that Disney got us into it because of all the songs and singing along to them and acting them out and everything like that. So I guess I could say if we want to go back to that, that's where it really got started.
There's video evidence of her singing Little Mermaid like, a lot.
And I always had Little Mermaid merch on, like wearing my outfit or whatever. I have a picture of me with my little bowl haircut and my Ariel sweatshirt, matching Ariel pants. Is your coffee bad?
It's just the black stuff at the bottom.
Oh, all right. Well, so, and then when I was probably in, I guess 8th grade, we went to see Phantom of the Opera, the musical.
On Broadway?
It was a tour.
Oh.
It came through Norfolk. I grew up in Virginia Beach. And it came through Norfolk, and we went to see that, and I was entranced.
Yes.
And so my mom bought me the soundtrack. Like that weekend, I think we went, and she bought it for me. It was a 2-disc. I still have it. It's on that shelf right there. I still have it. And I listened to it a ton.
And you also got into Sarah Brightman.
And I got into Sarah Brightman, who was the original Broadway Christine, and got all her albums. And that was like my comfort music going through high school. I would have my Discman when I rode on the bus, and I would listen to that, and it would bring me joy.
You actually had a brand name Discman?
I don't know. Probably.
I had a Philips something.
Oh, it might have been Philips. It
was blue and silver.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, you had
I think Philips? It was Philips.
Okay.
It was silver. I remember it being silver.
The silver one, yeah.
And then I had an orange plastic CD case that I got from Old Navy, and it had my CDs in it.
Like a hard case?
It was a hard case.
Oh, okay.
It was plastic. And I had my CDs in it, and I lost it.
Wait, but you have the Phantom.
Well, thankfully that wasn't in there.
Oh, okay.
But a bunch of my Sarah Brightman CDs were in there. I had to rebuy them.
Didn't you get one of like the extra special editions? Oh no, sorry, that was from when you saw her.
Yeah. And then
you got all the Luna stuff.
Yeah. And then I had I had like an opera that I really liked the recording of. I think that came free with a magazine or something, and I've never been able to find it. I don't know who did it, but it was Dido and Aeneas, and I can't find that exact recording.
Really? You've never heard it since?
Never heard it since.
Oh, we gotta find that.
I know, but I don't know who did it. It was like a BBC free disc.
Would you know if you heard it?
I would know it if I heard it.
Why haven't one? You never told me that.
I would know it if I heard. I know it was like it was like some chamber choir of some place in the UK.
I so want to find that for you now. That would be so amazing.
Just
You
because
would cry.
I would cry.
I bet you would. I've seen her like
music will bring me to tears.
She's so stereotypical. Like she'll listen to opera in another language and be like, "Ma." I'm like, how is this happening? But yet me, I'll watch like Rocky 2 and she's like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of how it started, was with Phantom and whatever, and then I auditioned for the Governor's School for the Arts and got in that, and I did that for a couple years.
Norfolk as well?
And that was in the Tidewater area of Virginia. And so I did that, and then kind of when I graduated high school, I stopped performing. I auditioned for a couple places in Florida when I lived down there. I auditioned for Disney.
Busch Gardens, right?
I did not audition for Busch Gardens. I auditioned for Disney, and then I auditioned for this dinner theater.
Oh, okay.
Where my grandparents took me, and we saw Damn Yankees, and it was so fun. And I went back and auditioned for them, and it did not go well. I'm not a great auditioner.
What do you mean?
I just get nervous.
Oh, yes, you do. Yes. I thought you were talking about like performance-wise.
No, I just get nervous,
Oh,
and
yes,
I'm
you
not a
do.
good dancer. So sometimes I trip all over my own feet, and they're like, "We can't put this chick on the stage; she will break things." I'm just not very graceful.
Park and bark is what you call it.
I
right?
like to park and bark, stand in one place and sing. That's why opera was so appealing. They don't make you dance; you just stand there and sing. And so I still really do like opera a lot. And I find it very moving and very beautiful. But yeah, and then so I didn't really start performing again until I was here, and you made me go to that audition for Patsy Cline.
That was after you had that really.
Yes, I had a
terrible
bad
one,
audition.
and I felt bad because I also encouraged that one.
Well, I'm not a dancer, and it was a big tap show, and everybody in the audition had tap shoes on, and I was wearing sneakers, and I was like, this is not for me.
We did not know that.
This is not for me. So I just needed to find my place. That's all.
And you did with community theater.
And with community theater, I have directors that will work with me and help me. And, I'd still struggle with it. I still struggle with choreography and not looking like a freshly born foal when I'm trying to do dance moves. But I always feel like if I sing pretty enough, they'll forgive
Absolutely.
some bad dancing.
Absolutely.
Because I consider myself a singer first.
Yes.
But doing community theater has led me to lots of things that have paid me, and that's been fun. So
that's how you funded our last Disney trip.
Yeah, I made money doing a show the year before last, and I made money doing shows in 2024 too. Mm-hmm. We're gonna find that out in when we do taxes. Yeah. Getting paid is a double-edged sword because it's not taxed.
Last year was the big year, though. Last year was 2024 was when you did the symphony, right?
Yeah, the symphony and
that
my
was
cabaret.
crazy. Like,
yeah.
You stood in front of a symphony by yourself.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a rotating amount of soloists.
It was just me.
Just you.
Yeah, and the symphony. I still can't believe that happened. That was crazy. It was amazing.
I'm not going to say you can't top that because I don't want to sound
hard.
defeatist, but like
it's hard. I don't know how you could.
That is a big deal. Well, that's another thing. Like if you could go back in time and not only tell your young self that, hey, someone paid you to sing part of your world, but you could also say, hey, also look at this image of you and a freaking orchestra behind
I know.
Like,
I'm so proud of that.
That was amazing.
And my $40 dress from Ross.
Now we're talking. Yes.
I was net positive on that show. That dress was amazing.
I love that.
That dress was amazing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and I still love performing. I still love getting to do it today.
But you kind of kicked your own ass last year, though.
I did. I overdid it a little bit. So I'm going to enjoy a break, and then if something floats my way, I'll do it. And if it doesn't, I won't.
There you go.
And it'll be fine. I like it. Yeah.
Neither your husband nor your son have any sort of performing ability in them.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I think we would be too annoying if we were all performers.
Yes.
More annoying than we already probably are.
Yes. Archer has no interest in it. We were talking to him about like summer camps. We were listing them all. And
if I had gotten offered a drama camp or a theater camp when I was 10 or 11, I would have been like, sign me up twice.
Yeah.
It was not an option for me. I wish it was. I would have done it. That would have been crazy.
Well, that is about it. That's
You left a lot of questions from the top. We might have to do a because squirrel hallucinations and all that. I don't know.
If the people want to hear more, they can ask for
it. My God,
it.
It's not fair.
But no, we can't cover it all first time.
True.
Maybe we can get you back. We got to justify the cost of this second microphone, right? But no, if y'all are absolutely repulsed by everything about Shannon,
I am.
Post it publicly on YouTube.
Yes.
Definitely.
Give me something to talk to my therapist about.
Yes. No, that was it. That's Meet Shannon, I suppose. Is there anything else you want to cover before we skedaddle?
No.
No. Is there anything you want to say to the viewing public?
I'm gonna say we've got a piper down.
No,
the piper is down.
All right,
don't worry, he's just pissed.
Nope, we're done. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all for tolerating this. Bye.